And Bruce, I remember back in the days where we were talking about cuts to programs maybe at middle school or junior high. I mean, something had to be done. You had to think outside the box, didn't you?
Correct, yeah. Dr. Belcher said, we were treading water quick on the athletics and activities, and middle school athletics had just gotten cut, and now we're going to reinstate those through some other great budgeting that we're doing and things like that. But I believe that when we started this, I took the model from the NCAA Division II of collectively putting schools together, and our two high schools were as large as any small college, and so that's where we kind of went from to design this the way it is right now, this model that we're using.
And when you had to do that, you had to go to some businesses, and they had to step up, didn't they?
Correct, and of course we made the point to show that it's a business decision, and it's also something they want to do for the community too. Because even one of our business folks said that we want to live with the community, not off the community.
And Adam and Just, I want to talk to you guys as well. I mean, the experience again. We'll start with you, Adam. The unbelievable, it used to be, okay, let's go, we got a soccer game. 20 years ago, there's a soccer game, you got parents there, and now you're getting students, you got things that are going on involved with the soccer game. Just talk about the difference that it's made for you guys.
I think the number one thing is that you get parents that get to be parents, and they get to come and enjoy watching their kids play, and instead of having to go out in the community and try to raise funds, because it does take money to put jerseys on their backs and balls on the field, and all that equipment takes a fee of some sort. So by having this partnership, it's allowed parents to come. When they enter the games, they get a media guide. That guide has their child's photo, favorite quotes, just the inspirations and aspirations that they have for themselves. And so, like I said, I think the biggest benefit for parents is they get to now sit back, watch their kids enjoy the sports that they love, and let the fundraising take care of itself.
And Justin, I'd imagine for you as the new football coach here at Battle High School, I mean, it's just got to be so exciting to come to your facility. The school is amazing, the gymnasium's amazing, the football field, all the amazing. For a first-year head coach, you got to just be saying, I'm dreaming.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's like, pinch me, is it real? That's still, how I feel. And, it's the atmosphere that's been created, in our high schools now. It feels big time. It feels like you're going to a college atmosphere in these games. You walk in and the video boards are the first thing you see. You have the instant replay. I mean, you get to hear the call on the field. The refs have headsets now, so the stands are getting to hear what the call was. So if they don't agree in the stands, they can at least hear what the call was on the field. So for us as coaches, it's been great as far as what it's created as an atmosphere. And to piggyback off what Adam said, it's allowed us to do more of the coaching side of things and really handle our program, because we know that the big things, the funds are going to be put back into our accounts.
And that really is important, because in the old days it was, hey, let's sell pizzas, or we're selling cookie dough or whatever. You don't really have to worry about that anymore.
Right, and there's so much that goes into athletics. A lot of people think you just show up and you play, but the money is what makes it all go. And so we got to have those funds, and to have the partners that we have that are so generous and giving us the money. It's been great.
And Bruce, you kind of had to look at this, instead of athletics, it almost had to become a business, didn't it?
Yeah, we had to model a business to make sure our partners got impressions at all three locations, soon to be, and the media guides, as Adam alluded to. We just needed to make sure it was a good opportunity for our partners that way too, on getting those impressions out.
And have you seen results already? I mean, from where you were 2 years ago to right now, can you even imagine, can you fathom where you've come?
You know what, it's been a leap, because now we've got the scoreboards for the outdoors paid for completely, and now we're going to start giving money back to the programs. We started giving some money back earlier in the last 2 years, and so we're going to see a lot more go back into the individual programs. We've got programs like cross country that had no booster club. They had parent groups. Now they're getting close to $1,000 to $1,500 back, and they're really quite giddy about it.
I was going to just bring that up with our two coaches. Adam, maybe you go first, and maybe you do feel like, the community's giving to us we need to give back, and that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, absolutely. If you haven't got a chance to get out and see this building and what the work they've done over at Hickman and at Rockbridge, you have something to be proud of. Like Dr. Belcher said before, our equipment was old and outdated, and the scoreboards weren't they were an eyesore and our strong community starts with our schools, and bringing those eyesores out and developing new scoreboards and gorgeous fields and brings the community together and just lets everyone feel like they're a part of something, and this sponsorship will help with that.
I'm sure you feel the same way. Justin, you got to go out there and say, hey, you know what? A lot of people are giving up their time, they're giving up money to let us do what we love to do. We're going to give back as well.
Yeah, and it's a unique opportunity for us kind of being out here on the the east side of town. Hickman and Rockbridge, share Providence. So, those businesses and everything really get hit up pretty heavy through there. So for us to be out here and kind of, not away from Columbia to say, but kind of in our own little area, it gives us the opportunity to really get involved in our part of our community out in this area. And, we really want to focus on, creating a family atmosphere at all of our sporting events. And I think that, with us being in the community and doing things in this area, it's really going to draw our community members, to Battle High School.
That's exactly the point that's been brought up, and I was going to ask you, Matt, how important it is for your coaches here at Battle to be able to coach and not have to worry about some of the money where it's coming from, especially at a new school.
Absolutely, it's definitely important. We definitely want our coaches to concentrate on, number one, as far as academics, and then secondly, supporting the kids athletically, and for them to be concentrating on having to fundraise for their sport. That's difficult to do, and so we are looking forward to reaping some of those benefits that through the fundraising that Kelly Sports Properties has done for each and every sport. So,
as the two-time defending state champion, I know that you guys are always out in the community.
We try and get out as much as we can. Just as Angie said, you want to be able to give back. Many of those people helped us, when we were younger. And so it's all about a community serving each other. And we want our players to be well respected on the court. And a lot of that comes from them being in the community and seeing outside of the basketball court and what their actions are like. So definitely we try and get out there as much as we can to give back.
What has your vision been so far of this partnership as a head coach?
Well, our coaching staff, when we first started with the KSP project, had a lot of collegiate experience, and so we were used to the media guides and the magnets and the schedule cards. So that portion wasn't new. What was nice was having someone do it for you instead of having to do it yourselves. What was a little bit of the shocker, though, was that we didn't get the return in the advertising that we were used to. We're used to going to Columbia College ourselves, and we had that money coming into our budget, and so we didn't have that money directly coming in, but as we've talked about here, it's coming back into our budget in different ways.
Has that been one of the impacts, is just, for lack of better terms, kind of getting used to that?
Definitely. Yeah, Paula said it's been a transition, and I think we're still in that transition. Everybody's in a different part of the transition and kind of feeling their way through, but it's definitely smoothing out.
I mean, I'm sure that, Angie, you can talk about this, Jill, you can talk about this. Teams that travel here and they see the stuff that goes on, whether it's the football replay because it's on the video board, whether it's the new gym, whether it's this new high school. I mean, the wow factor is really there, isn't it?
Well, I have to think so. It's kind of one of those things that we're used to it now because we're here and it's all we know. But definitely, I think we travel to St. Louis, Kansas City all the time, and they kind of get overshadowed, I think, a little bit because they do have the professional teams there. We do have the college teams here, but you kind of get overshadowed a little bit, I think, in the bigger cities with the professional teams.
And I'd like to speak on the junior high level as well. The money that we're receiving, it covers the transportation and the referees and so forth. There's not a lot to purchase for supplies with the rest of our budget. And having this extra income from this advertising has really helped fill in some gaps and some holes that we've needed for our junior highs.
And in essence, it saved programs.
Yes, it has saved the programs. We want to focus and have those kids excel in the classroom, and the facts are that if they participate in extracurricular activities, that they're going to do well in school. They'll stay in school. They're tied to school. And so having that extra money for emergencies and so forth at the junior high level has really helped.